there, everybody. Maria Marquis here from Coaching by Maria. One of the things that I always talk about with my clients when they're starting to figure out how to do those great presentations, how to be compelling, is I remind them to think about all of the things we do when we're on a first date. Because I find that there's a lot of really wonderful comparisons between being that person you meet right there for the presentation and also being the person you're grabbing coffee with. So the first rule of first dates and presentations is you don't have to worry about being interesting. Be interested. If you were on a date with somebody and all they're doing is telling you the things about their resume and all of the things they've done and you can't get a word in edgewise, you're probably not going to call for a second date. The same thing happens with presentations. If we're just going on and on and on about ourselves and never checking in with our audience, they're not going to be engaged with us, they're not going to be interested, and we are missing out on a huge opportunity to get to know them and truly solve their problems. So to work on being interested instead of interesting, let's think about the things we can do before a presentation. So before the presentation, I always like to ask myself, what don't I know? What am I curious about? What would I love to learn from these people? What objections might they have, and how might I be able to mitigate them? So really being curious and interested in your audience before you even meet them. It's going to give you a lot of ideas for great questions too, which brings me to the things we can do during our presentation when we want to be interested instead of interesting. The first is to ask a question every 2 minutes or once per slide. And yes, those are the rules, no exceptions. By asking those questions, you get to know about people and you can incorporate what they say into your message to customize it on the fly as you're going. Then, if people start talking, as they start responding to your questions, asking them to say more about that. Oh, hey, I love this idea. Say more about what you mean. Or asking clarifying questions yourself. Oh, so are you saying that the challenging part of project management is time management or people management? I want to make sure I understand. That way you get to the true answer, not just the surface answer. And the other thing to do when it comes to stop being interesting and focus on being interested is to feel free to change up your plans. You might have a really great agenda for how you want things to go and what it should feel like. But hey, if people are thinking about something that's coming later in your presentation or they're sharing a lot of concerns, feel free to jump ahead, move around, change your topic entirely. Because after all, it's about them. It's not about you. And if we're focused on ourselves and setting ourselves up about, hey, look how cool I am, all we're going to do is isolate our audience. So have some fun with first date rule number 1, and I'll see you next time.